pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to say a prayer if it's all right.
Absolutely, John.
Dear Heavenly Father, we're here tonight to try to do what's right for the county. Please guide and direct each and every one of us to be good stewards. And please watch over Jessica's grandson. He's got a broken arm. Please give him touch him with your healing hand so he can be well and back out doing what he needs to be as a kid. Thank you for everything, Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, welcome to Scott County Redevelopment Meeting for August 27th, 2024 tonight. Has anybody got anything they want to bring up for the meeting? If not, we'll just jump right in. First on our agenda tonight is the golf course with Justin Hall. Come on up, Justin, if you will.
Stare back my head.
Yeah, right.
Watching.
Yeah.
All right. First off, thank you very much for allowing me to come up and speak with you and see what we can have done. My name is Justin Holland. I'm the owner of the golf course here in Scottsburg. Purchased it back in 2016. I grew up in Scottsburg, was raised on that golf course. I've been in the golf business my entire life. I'm 50 years old, so been in it for a while now. And what I'm here to talk to you about is the improvement to the golf course that the golf course would not be able to do on its own. We would not be able to get a loan from a bank to do this, what we're looking to do. What needs to be done is our cart paths are very bad to the point where potholes are damaging golf carts. It's just not a good situation for the golf course with the golf carts. The reason why I think it's important for the county is that three main reasons, and I'll try to get through this pretty quick here for you. One's the school kids. We allow Scottsburg, Austin, and Crothersville kids to play golf at the golf course. We charge a very minimal fee for the teams. Scottsburg had 60 kids by themselves between the junior high and high school. Then Austin had about 20 kids, and Crothersville had 3 kids. They practice Monday through Friday and have matches out there, so they get a lot of use out of the golf course. And if they're a member of the golf team, I allow them to buy a membership at half off to keep them through the summer playing and to help, get them into the golfing committee and working through that. The second thing is quality of life for our residents here in Scott County. We have every morning 20 to 30 seniors come out and play golf. That's their exercise, that's their way of life every morning. Family activities, we have family events. There's been business meetings held out there while they're playing. So there's a lot of things that happen on the golf course besides just playing golf. I think it's also more likely that you get businesses and people to move to Scott County having a golf course. All that is a proven fact in a report that Indiana does every year. I'm not going to bore you with all the details of it, but it's actually pretty fascinating the amount of money golf drives. As a direct impact, golf drives $1 billion. $1 billion just in the state of Indiana in golf. But in total, economic impact is over $2 billion. So that means the golfer's spending money at the golf course, and then when he leaves, he's getting gas, going to a restaurant, staying in a hotel. So that's just the state of Indiana, and Indiana is not that big of a state for golf courses. So you can imagine what golf brings to the country all the way around. And the final thing is the fundraising that Westwood helps with other entities, charitable events. We host over 15 events a year, and this past year raised over $70,000 for different entities, businesses throughout the community. I wrote some down so I didn't forget, like United Way, they raised about $6,500. We Care was $2,500. Big board behind us here was about $12,000, is that right? For the fire department. Humane Society is around $12,000. So not only are they helping me at the golf course by bringing their outing, but they're also helping their own business and their own entity and charitable. So $70,000 is what I roughly estimated that we do. Indiana does $50 million a year in charitable outings. So it's quite the number. So long story made short, what I'm asking for is help to redo our cart paths. I've gotten one quote and got more to come. But I wanted to make sure that I could secure the money before we get out there and do more details of getting the cart pass and lined out correctly. The amount that I'm asking for is $150,000. The quote was $140,000. And what I would want to do if it got approved is that give you guys the invoice back. If the total amount was $130,000, the money comes back here to you guys to redistribute to another business that you see fit. Not looking to gain anything besides just doing the cart pass. So whatever that amount would be, anything you gave above that would be coming back to you.
And you say you've got one estimate so far?
One estimate from O'Meara. Yeah.
Thoughts?
Questions, gentlemen? Ladies?
You own the golf course, right?
Correct.
Can we give to an individual? I mean, if it was a county golf course? That's the only thing I don't, I'm not begrudging you nothing, I just wanna make sure we're doing the right thing
Yes,
as far as. Is that something we need to say, to check into?
Probably do, but I think we can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In all fairness, fire departments that we have given to are contracted fire departments. They're not owned.
Right.
I mean, his is owned by
But
the
the
city,
volunteer side's not.
but the other ones are not owned and you've given to them. But
Well,
we
like I
can
said,
make
I'm just
sure.
trying to make sure we do.
Yeah, but we can verify.
I don't have to dig them back up and give you the money
Exactly,
back.
I don't
Yeah.
want you to either, that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, we can verify.
Well,
But I can say, you know, and I'll say this, I mean, the things that you read off, are absolutely 100% correct. I mean, you know, the kids are out there, our kids, our local kids are using that golf course. And you're right, I mean, there's, you mentioned quality of life, I mean, you know, there are certain things, and obviously we've committed to helping the YMCA through Ready funding to help with their match, because that is a quality of life asset, such as a golf course. We have to have certain things in our community for families to want to be able to move and live here. And in my opinion, this is one of those with the golf course. You mentioned fundraising. I mean, fundraising for any organization, I don't think it's hard for them to come up with anything that's more successful than a golf outing. I know my kid played at Scottsburg. You know, I think one of their biggest fundraising events was the golf scramble. So that's true too. You touched on a lot of business development and such. You're right. Most meetings, relationships, and some of these partnerships take networking also takes part on the golf course at these outings, whether it's your course or another course. So this goes on everywhere. You know, I can tell you, I'm in favor of trying to help the golf course here do something. However you guys want to see fit with it. You know, in my opinion, this is development, redevelopment. This is what this is for. And, you know, like I say, you guys touch on every aspect of the county, from our kids to our seniors. And so I couldn't think of more of a worthwhile investment for us back into our community for the people that use it. So, I guess with that, we will follow up to make sure that we can appropriate those funds. I believe we can, but go ahead, Brad.
wait a minute, are you finished with it?
Yeah.
Okay, so everything you said, I agree with Greg. Great, we need it, it's good for our community and so forth. The problem I have with this is you own your company.
Correct.
You're for profit.
Correct.
Okay, so we also need restaurants. So if a restaurant comes in and says, you know what, our seating is just not good, we need new seating, it's old, our carpets are bad, and we really need restaurants for people that wanna live in Scottsburg.
I agree.
That would be the same argument, and they do fundraisers, that would be the same argument, so I do agree with everything everybody said. I mean, it's really, you know, worthy, and we need to have the golf course. My problem is that, you know, you can't get a loan you said you couldn't get a loan through the bank.
No, I can get a loan for anything that's got tires on it. That way they can come back and take it from me if I don't make my payments.
So it's not considered improvements, leasehold or land improvements?
They can't take it away if he doesn't make the payment. So
So-
that's why he can't get a loan.
So I've gotten a couple of loans, in the past for like golf carts, and it was through the city.
Mhm.
And if I defaulted on that loan, they could come take 30 golf carts and get all their money back plus some.
Well, how you collateralize your bank loan can be all kinds of different ways. It doesn't have to say, I'm gonna give you the cart pass as collateral. You would give them your building, the equity, a personal guarantee, equipment, all kinds of stuff. So,
Can I inform you on that? Because I don't have a loan through the bank for the golf course. It's a land contract from the previous owner.
okay,
So there is no, bank involved in the golf course. So it would,
So therefore, you have no equity or assets to say that other than the cards.
correct,
Say I can borrow $50,000.
yes. So there isn't a bank I could go to because there's nothing they could take back from me. Does that make sense?
yeah,
Okay.
but if there's no bank involved, that still doesn't mean you don't have equity or security interest in all the property and equipment,
Correct,
right?
correct, yes, I do,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. Do you have, just a rough idea of what your net income was last year for the operation? I'm just curious.
$7,000,
$7,000
Yes, sir.
net,
yes.
okay.
And that's Jeff Cox does my taxes
Mhm.
here in town, so.
All right,
I'm basically a break-even business. My goal is that, because the golf course has provided me with a life, a career. I've traveled all over the country, being a golf professional. It's given me a lot. And I had a job when this golf course came available. They called me to come and buy it, to help save it, because it's gonna be turned into a storage unit. And at the time, I was willing to do it, for Scottsburg, for the golf course. And that's, my goal is to just survive for 20 years, which is what my dad is, and then have it a better golf course when I'm done, sell it to whoever wants to keep it as a golf course and keep it here for the community. I don't know for sure, but I don't think if I bought it 8 years ago that I don't think we'd have a golf course right now.
mm-hmm,
So it's important to me in my heart because it's what gave me my life. And
I
now
appreciate
I'm
that.
trying to keep it for the community.
Yeah, I appreciate that, so I think we do need to make sure that we're okay to do this.
And
then,
let me, kind of emphasize on something you guys are kind of talking about at this moment. So probably, when was the golf course built? Late
1956. This is
56.
the numbers I've found. 56, yes.
Okay, so through 56, there's been a number of folks who's owned that golf course, including the city, right?
Mhm.
And so let's just, I mean, it has been a struggle to keep the course going.
Yes.
Okay, so, this is obviously not one of those things. This is, not the golf course at, Belterra or,
Mhm.
I mean, it's not a venue, if you will. So, there is considerable amount of risk for folks who's tried to make a go of it.
Yes.
Even though we do all of these things that we talk about, it's still risky, business out there. And if we don't continue to try to improve one of the assets that we have in this community, then folks won't come back to it. Because it's a popular sport and there's a lot of courses out there now. And so, that's just kind of what I wanted to, kind of piggyback on. There's been a lot of owners out there. It's not kind of been a generational thing or passed off from here. There's been a lot of people try to make a run of that course over the years. So, I appreciate what you do out there. So that's just where I wanted to go with it. It's obviously, it's not been a very big lucrative business out there because it's changed hands several times. So
Nine-hole golf course is very tough.
that's true too.
299 golf courses in the state of Indiana, only 76 of them are nine-hole courses, just because you can't produce the revenue. Actually, the average is $186,000 is what a nine-hole golf course generates in a year, revenue-wise. I generate more than that, so we're doing something right compared to the other courses in the state. The golf course is much better off today than it was 8 years ago, wouldn't you agree?
I don't
Brad?
understand being honest, but I think if he wouldn't have bought it, it would turn into at least houses or whatever. They tried that at one time to sell off the land to put apartments in or whatever. They added two holes in the back of McCoskey's property. It was a failure. But I'm like, if he wouldn't have bought it, I think it would have been turned into gone and turned into housing or apartments. So I'm thankful because I use it. It's raised probably $110,000 since I've done the fire department and golf scrambles to buy different things that we've needed. Our new building, our squad or whatever. It's all because Justin's has let me come there and put on and host an event so I can make money off of his course. But
I don't think there's a harder sell at this table than I am. I don't like to fund a money-losing business. When I've been in money-losing businesses, I sell them. But the other hand, what we were talking, the importance of it to the community. I'm a hard sell on this, but Greg helped sell me on it. I think with the other things we've funded, I think we need to fund this. We need to keep it in the community. I don't play golf, so it doesn't matter to me,
Right.
but it does matter to the community, I think.
Yeah, and I just want to be clear, I love the golf course. I think it's a great idea. We need to have it and everything else. The whole thing I bring up is, and I'm not trying to be harsh or whatever, but if you're undercapitalized with your working capital to make this thing work, is it our responsibility to capitalize or give you the working capital so that you can run your golf course? And that's the only problem I have with this whole thing. It could be an amusement park, it could be whatever, but I do agree, it's important, and for all the reasons you said, the fundraising and everything else, I think it's super important. I'm gonna have to yield to Greg or to someone to make sure we're okay doing this if we give money to a for-profit, because then, somebody might say, I'm just trying to be honest here. Wait a second, my business, I need to do some stuff, and I only had a break even here last year, and, so where do we draw the line? We decide what the community needs and best use of our funds for redevelopment, and because this money's coming from tax incentives from other businesses, that's where we get the money to invest in stuff. And I think putting it in a fire department or EMS or something that serves the community, the police department or whatever, that we have to absolutely have, that's a no-brainer. So the golf course is, I don't wanna beat this to death.
I think it's.
You guys understand what I'm
It's serving the
saying?
community too.
Yeah.
It's just maybe not as functional as what the fire department or the ambulance service is. But then again, go ask people, how many people that go out there. I've got several people I know that go out there and play golf. I'm not a golfer myself.
Well,
I play.
And I know there's several people that do, and I know there's a lot of kids that really have gone a long way with it too, so.
Can I make a motion and you can second
Please.
it or not second it?
Yeah.
I would like to make a motion based on Greg finding out if it is legal.
I'll second it.
And then, just based on experience, you or I assisting in getting other quotes, cause I think Greg and I both agree that's a very high quote. Getting other quotes, and we will only pay based on the invoice. He doesn't even have to bring us the invoice. The invoice will come to redevelopment and we will pay it out. So it could be 70,000, we don't know, but we will not exceed 150. That's my motion.
I'll second that.
Yeah, Jill makes a motion, to get a couple more quotes and on that on the, work, on the
Contingent
cart paths.
upon, in that
Legal
motion,
first.
contingent
Legal
upon.
first, correct.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
I don't want anything to be wrong on your behalf. I don't wanna get anybody in
We're
trouble
not
or anything
gonna,
like
we're
that.
not gonna
So
let
we
that.
don't wanna be.
That's our job,
That's why we're taking the way we are, steps we are.
I appreciate that.
Try to be cautious as possible.
I agree.
All right, so, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so, unanimous.
And that-
We'll be in
You're not
touch.
allowed to vote.
That's from a
You're
non-golfing
not allowed
player.
to-
I
I'm
think,
sorry.
Check with Tim.
You're not allowed to vote.
Okay.
Because they done some neighbors' driveways and stuff, and they came in and cut people's throats, so they
Yes,
did a good job.
Jill, did I understand you right?
Is that Terry?
You could help reach out to.
Yeah, Greg and
I
I
think
both
it's
can.
Terry.
yeah,
I sent out to 7 originally, because they were doing a project for the city, and we only heard from a couple, but now that he knows he has the funding, I didn't wanna call him and say, hey, why didn't you show up when
Mhm.
we didn't do nothing?
Yeah, and I really wanna go around with the people, to do the estimate and
Sure.
everything, to make sure they're,
Yeah.
cause there's a lot of loops and things to
Mhm.
make sure they do that right.
Well, Greg really, kind of impressed upon me the importance of keeping that golf course there. And I agree with him,
I appreciate it.
and I'm a hard sell, and I think you're doing a fine job out there from everybody I've asked. And
It's not easy, I
over the last
appreciate
month,
that.
I've asked a bunch of people.
It's not easy, but, it's why, it's funny, you talk to golfers and they always wanna give back to the game that gave them something, and that's what I'm doing here with this golf course, not just the cart pass, but every day, every day.
well, we appreciate it, and
Yep.
we'll be back in touch
Okay.
with you. I know I was thinking earlier, just looking at some dates that we might, if folks' calendars allow, but tentatively, maybe September 16th. Does that put you in a spot?
No, sir.
Okay.
Not
And then that gives us a couple of weeks. I know Jill's gonna be on vacation, but we could reach out to a couple of contractors and, get some folks out there to look at that with you, and, we can, lock down some good numbers and
Okay.
move from
Absolutely.
there, so.
And if there's somebody that the board suggests that does the work, I'm fine with that. If there's two quotes that are the same, whatever you
But it's
guys.
better though that you get the quotes,
Yeah, I'll
because we don't want a
email you
conflict
all-
of interest. You
Yeah,
get the
I'll
quotes,
email you all the contacts,
Okay.
and then you can.
and you
go
make the
for it.
best financial decision, then bring us that info.
Okay.
And if there's a credit issue or credit terms, have them just get in touch with Greg or Jennifer, and we'll
Yeah,
pick it up.
and we'll send good contacts for you. I know John mentioned Temple, but, those type of folk, good
Yeah.
contractors like Dave O'Meara, obviously, he's, a pro, but, we'll certainly send some others, and
Okay.
that way we can look at those numbers and still get you a good product.
Okay. Sounds great.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Justin.
Thank you, buddy. Scottsburg Fire
You
Department,
don't have to
Bradley Deaton.
No, you can go.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, have
Take
a
care.
good evening.
Just enjoy the week.
Guys.
What we got for us?
Hey guys, my name's Brad Deaton. I'm with the Scottsburg Volunteer Fire Department. Today, asking for you guys to help assist us with some rescue tools. Want to be a big spreader and big cutter and some batteries. Got a quote here. It's got a RAM and some other stuff that we don't need on this quote, but I have it highlighted. I'll pass it around what we do need and the prices on it. Sure. Yeah, our new radio now. But anyway, so Scottsburg Fire Department runs about 1,200 calls a year. We do mutual aid with all the surrounding departments in the county. Besides Lexington, we only really hit Lexington like 203 and 3 if there's any bad wrecks there. That's the only time we ever mess with Lexington. But we're always with Vienna, Austin, Jennings, sorry. And you got, we do all Finley's calls. If they get a fire, we're going. If they get a car wreck or medical call, we go. They don't even do medical or car wrecks. We do all their calls for them already. So that's one department that we cover in the county. Then we cover Vienna everywhere on the outskirts of town. And then we also hit Johnson out here at Slab and Slate Fort, all that area. We hit.
You're still part of Vienna Township, aren't you?
Yeah, so we
Like
cover.
those are tanks out
Yeah.
there.
So we cover all the surrounding areas. We're on the interstate from We run with Monroe all the way up to 23 at the rest area, and all the way to Jennings, down there with Austin. So we cover a lot of areas for the county, and this vehicle, through Golf Scrambles with Justin, have been able to purchase, over the last couple of years of doing Golf Scrambles, been able to purchase a truck, and we have it built out to run medical calls and for car wrecks. So for instance, if we get a call out in Vienna or out in Finland that's on a small road, it's easier for us to take a pickup truck that's gonna have these tools on it, heavy tools, and cribbing and all the stuff that we need, and get out there 10 minutes faster, maybe even, I won't say maybe not 10 minutes, at least 5 minutes faster than we can if we had a big truck. And it's tight roads, small roads. So we're building this unit. It's a quick response, especially for the interstate. It's a lot safer for us to pull that on the side of an interstate, work a wreck or whatever, than have a big $500,000, now it's $1 million truck sitting on the side of the road. And also, like if we're going to Austin or out in the Johnson, just to take that piece of equipment out of the city on these small roads and stuff, because this is basically going to be a first response for only car wrecks and in medical calls. If it's a fire, we're taking an engine.
Is this Jaws of Life type stuff?
So it is a Jaws of Life, but that used to be a combination of two tools. Now it's kind of the same, but it's just a different name. It's a big pair of scissors and a big pair of cutters is how I can explain it to you.
Okay.
And there's nothing that we haven't been able to get through with
Do
these
you currently
things.
have something that you're using?
We have a comedy tool. It's a smaller version of both, and we'll put that on another engine. So if we ever have to use it, if someone else comes out of the station, they can use it. But these big cutters and spreaders are really going to make our life easier when it comes to bad car wrecks and our quick response. So, for instance, at 203 and 3, if there's a bad wreck there at that intersection, that's not even our area, but if EMS gets toned out and Lexington Fire and Johnson gets called out, they're going to their house, from their house, get out of bed, get dressed, go to the station, get a truck, and then responding there. Well, right now, most people time we have somebody around the station at all times. So if we get that call and they need our help, we'll get in a truck and we're going there, and we could be there. I'm not saying anything about response times, but we can be there really quick.
Quicker.
Yeah, quicker, and be equipped on that truck to be able to handle a situation that we're getting involved in. It's kind of like my captain told me to say this. It's like insurance. You never want to use it, but when you do have to use it, the fire department is like insurance. If you don't ever want to use it, but when you do have to use it, you want to have the best equipment possible for the situation. And that's what we're coming to you guys for today, to try to get the money to buy this equipment. And like I said, if we're not going to be able to do it, then in 3 more years I'll have that truck built out. It's going to take me 3 years of Golf Scramble money to buy those tools. So
Golf Scramble money?
Yeah, that's the only fundraiser we do is the Golf Scramble, and with Justin here. I can't talk about how great the golf course has been for us on doing projects like that and stuff. Any questions for me? I'll try to answer anything you guys got.
Yeah, I had a question. Do
Yes.
you guys budget every year for equipment or repair and maintenance?
So
stuff, or-
this is like the volunteer side of things. This is our volunteer side. So we have very small budget when it comes to that money, and what we do with it and stuff. We build a building. We got some new rescue, water rescue gear. And then now we're trying to we bought this truck, and now we're trying to build it out with that money. So it's something separate than what the city budget is, that's gonna be employees, and they buy our fire trucks and stuff like that.
So the volunteer side would own this?
Yes, yeah, so this is for the volunteer, like that truck we purchased ourselves, and this is only for our members, this is who's gonna own this
So
stuff.
it's going to take me 3 or 4 years to equip it, you're just asking.
Yes, let's try to get it done as quick as possible.
So it's usable for the community.
Yes, sir.
So you guys don't get funding from the county, don't you? Is that how you?
No,
No.
so
They're all
funding?
city
we
funded.
all, the city pays, it's weird.
So
Scott-
volunteer uses the what's existing,
Yes.
okay, got it.
So the city contracts the Scottsboro Volunteer Fire Department to provide fire coverage.
Mhm.
And then they own all the trucks, and then they pay our employees that are full-time or part-time or anything like that. But we also have a volunteer side, which is 30 members, who own our engine 3 and a pickup truck, and maybe both are pickup trucks, something like that. They don't own much. But what we do own, we take pride in and stuff, and this is what we own. We raised the money to buy this truck, to build it out, and these tools will go to that's what the Scottsburg Volunteer Fire Department would own. And I'm sorry if that's all confusing or not.
It is very
No, I thought it was all
confusing.
one entity. I didn't realize it
I
was a
mean,
volunteer side.
Yeah, so we have 30 volunteer members that respond every hour of the night, all times of the
They
day.
have elections.
Yeah, we have,
I mean,
we vote a
it's-
chief, deputy chief, all
I had no
that.
idea.
Yeah,
I'd be comfortable to make a motion buying that equipment.
Can I ask one thing? Why don't you need the telescope?
Oh, because we just didn't want to be greedy. We wanted to, this is what we think will serve a purpose, and
You can add to it later.
yeah, we're not the kind of people that are like, hey, we're trying to shoot for the moon, and we're just like, hey, this is the stuff that we want to have on that truck. We think this is what's going to be best for us, and that's what we came up with. We thought 45 was a little steep to ask for, so the 30 would be just fine for us.
And this is only for one.
It's two, so it's a big cutter, big spreader, and 3 batteries is what that will get you.
But that unit goes in one vehicle.
One vehicle, yes, which is our squad, which is what the first.
As I had mentioned last time, Austin purchased 2. The
You
trustees
got
office-
one for 2
Yeah.
different vehicles, yeah. Which we'll take our old comedy tool and put it on a different vehicle, so.
Okay.
I'll second Johnny's motion.
The Scottsburg volunteer part doesn't get any trustee funding, does it? The volunteer part, that's what.
I don't think, no, we don't have a trustee in Scottsburg that touches us, you know.
Okay, that's.
No, I think the city might give us like $20,000 for like clothing allowance
Yeah.
for our volunteers and to pay out like at the end of the year for training and all this stuff, but that's something she could probably tell you more about. I'm not for sure on the exact price of that, but that money goes to, if you do all these things throughout the year, OSHA and training and all this stuff, you come to meetings, business meetings, I think you get like a $200, $300 check for volunteering all year is what's basically what you get, which people don't do it for the money. They do it to serve the community. It's just that simple.
Johnny White made a motion to grant Scottsburg Fire Department $30,000 for their spreader cutter battery
That's
system
what
that they need, and, John Collins second that, so all in favor?
Can I make a comment?
Yep, go ahead.
We're paying off the invoice.
We're
So
paying
it's
off,
like 20.
It's not $30,000.
It's-
We're paying off.
And I
but
was
is
also-
that a final invoice?
Yeah, this is, unless this top unit, they don't have it in stock, this was like, last month when we got this maybe. He said if they run out, they don't have this top one, it'll be $2,000 more for the newer model. So we went with the older model, cause that's what we had, we wanted the cheapest possible, but I mean, $2,000 more, we would get the new gen or whatever it's called.
So can we change?
So
the
it's
motion?
So we can,
Can we
let's
change
make,
the motion?
let's, hang on.
Sorry.
Let's make a motion to change, not to exceed 29,700, or
30.
let's make it for 29,000,
No, we're
Or-
going the wrong way, Greg.
Wait, Greg, just real quick, is there gonna be shipping?
31.
Is there labor?
Is that
Is there
right?
I think
installation?
You want it not to
I think the
exceed
guys will
30,000?
hand deliver these to
Okay.
us for this, we pay this price, they're gonna bring them to us, and we'll install them all and everything.
Why
won't
don't
handle
we do
anything,
the
but-
motion up to 32,000?
If it has to get the other
That way,
model.
they have to get the new model of it,
You're still gonna pay off the
Okay.
invoice.
and we're
I'm
just
fine with
we're
that.
paying the
So we're-
Yeah,
invoice.
so just bring you guys the invoice on our 3 batteries and 2 tools, and then that's what's covered.
Okay, Johnny makes a motion to give the fire department, up to 32,000, for the equipment needed. John Collins second, all in favor? Yes, yeah, so, get us some updated.
Yeah, I'll get the final invoice for you guys and get it to you guys. I appreciate it. So does the Scottsburg Fire
Thanks for
Department.
letting- yeah,
Hey, I've had a
thanks for letting you guys
problem.
know.
Brian, I've had a
Yes.
question about like your funding and stuff and all that. Who handles all that? Like a bookkeeper? or
Yeah,
the chief,
James
or-
Ritchie would be able to answer all those questions for you
Who?
way better than I can. James Ritchie,
James,
yeah,
the
fire chief,
Yeah,
and Jill might be able to answer some of it too, when it comes to
Okay.
the city side of things.
all right, very good.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Brad.
Thanks,
Have a
Brad.
good evening.
See you.
Next on the agenda, we have our, charging, installation of the, EV stations that we bought, I don't know, over a year ago, I think now, we had purchased those, from John Jones to put, 4 of them up throughout the county, and recently, we've had those stored, we'd got those, actually they was stored over in Salem at John Jones, and we had them shipped over, and they've been, in the back of the old John Jones building now for over a year. So we've went out, we've got, reached out to North Electric, got a proposal to put 2 of those up, and we'll have 2 more to put up at different locations. The two locations for this proposal, one of them would be on the square. The other one would be, behind City Hall. Is that right, Jill?
Yeah, it's called the
Which
back lot.
It's on the back lot of the City Hall, which, you know, the county's still working to acquire. And so, you know, these two locations, would be, you know, ideal, not only here on the square for any activities going on and such, or temporarily while, if anybody's working and needs it. And then, over on the backside of City Hall there in the city lot, you know, to help accommodate workers who may have, electric vehicle or, another event coming in. So we can, try to meet those needs, on the electric side for EVs. So, one of the locations on the south, what we're calling the south side of the square, to install that is, installing a 200 amp riser on existing pole, provide EV charger, concrete base, rough-in conduits and anchor bolts, deliver and build in and install 2 EV chargers with a custom stand, post and accessories, 2 pull 100 amp services and 2 EV chargers, program up and program and power those up, low voltage conduit installation for future data connect to internet, advising their availability, which data could be provided by the other system that we'll use to collect funds off of that. Provide 2 4 steel bollards mounted in the concrete and painted safety yellow to protect those once they're installed. And then our sales tax is not included in this, but so electrical and concrete work and our
Do we have to pay sales tax?
and date provided, we won't. He's just noting that it's not included. But
Oh,
it included.
oh, gotcha, okay.
Ballards as described. So, for that location over here, the back south side of the square, $7,950. I guess I would ask for a motion to approve that location.
I'd make a motion to approve it.
Johnny White makes a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
A second.
Brad Stott seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous, everybody? So the second location is the City Hall parking lot for now. But
Greg, where is that? Is that across from when we come in the entrance here, like there? Or is it over behind the City Hall?
it'd be kind of in front of near where the theater would be, is the south side, the
Oh,
first
okay.
one that we just talked about.
Okay,
And then on the city side, Jill, that's on the back side of
Yeah.
the parking lot there, right?
like where you drive through to pay your utility bill, where you pull in?
No. The dentist on the corner,
The orthodontist?
that's the back lot. All
Or
that
Woolbright?
parking
You talking
space.
Woolbright?
No, the orthodontist.
Okay,
So it's in a great location that could serve a number
gotcha.
of folks over
Yeah.
there. Again, a little more work over there. Again, and go through it. Installed 200 amp riser on existing pole, new pedestal, installed 40-foot underground utility from pedestal location to EV chargers location, 200 amp services in PVC conduit. Concrete work consists of EV chargers base, conduit entry from trench and dirt, auger for the bollards that need to be placed. Then all the spoils to be removed by North Electric. Deliver, build, and install 2 EV chargers, program and power up, low voltage conduit installed approximately 40 foot with power conduits, provide 2 4-inch steel bollards mounted in concrete and painted safety yellow. Parking lot will be blocked off for 2 complete days while the work's being conducted. Electrical, concrete work, excavation, and backfill and arterial truck, and the 2 bollards as described, head down. So the bollards was $2,300, and all the other work with that was $69.20 for a total of $9,220 over there for that location.
Greg, is there any chance that he would do that work on the weekend? Just due to him closing the parking lot? If not, if you would just request that he would let City Hall know. We usually try to tell the businesses around that section of the square there that it's
Yes.
gonna be blocked off.
Yeah. I'll have, if it's okay, I'll give him your number and you
That's fine.
coordinate that with him.
Yeah, that's fine.
And I'll say this with Jerry, I know he's coordinated with Willie, with the
Yes.
city, and, so to do exactly what needs to be done. And so, tell Willie thanks for that work
Absolutely,
with
yeah.
that, we appreciate that.
Greg, will there be some kind of signage or something to let people know where these are, or like a sign somewhere? I don't know where you would put it, but
You know,
We will need information.
maybe off the ramp or someplace off the ramp, electrical charging at the city square or something, just
we
to,
could, but that,
people won't know.
It'll actually be on GM's website.
no, we won't, I don't,
No, I'm saying that's state, so we would have to get a permit
yes,
to put a sign up.
yeah, and that would be something we would have to pay for.
Well, that'll be on.
Should we though?
Absolutely.
We should.
I think we should, because people won't know.
But that's a whole, that's a,
GM's website too, once them's installed, if I remember what
See, I
they
don't
were
know.
telling
we
us.
can, because they are GM chargers.
Okay.
I remember
So,
when we bought them, they said that once we got the locations, that they would have them.
Update their
pinned on
website.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, and that's the other thing too, with those locations, we'd have to get with, the folks from Flow, and they work through GM to help get that set up. As far as signage goes, that's a whole different process, and I forget the name of this, cause I was just working with a hotel owner over in Bloomington the other day on this, but anyway, it's a whole different side thing from what we do at the state, and but there's a process there, and we can certainly do that.
Okay.
And, I can get the cost for those, but that's for another meeting, but
Yeah.
yeah,
We need to tell the visitors commission too, anything that he advertises, any festival or anything like that, on the flyer to put, electric chargers located.
So you could
Yeah.
use a Tesla, or you couldn't charge a Tesla, but you could charge a GM vehicle?
I think it's universal,
Yeah.
but they're
But
They're
GM
through
makes it.
GM.
Gotcha, okay.
I remember we bought these through GM.
I'll make a
They
motion on
said
this
something
one.
about a universal.
Do you need a motion on this one?
heater or
I
something.
need a motion for this location for the installation of that charging station for $7,950.
I move so.
I think this
No,
was
you're on
9,220.
you're on
Oh, I
nine.
switched,
You're on nine.
sorry.
I'll make that.
This one's for $9,220 on the city lot.
I'd say.
Jill makes a motion, Johnny seconds, all in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous on that one. And, the other thing that we've got on tonight's agenda is the, Boatman Road property appraisals. And, so, for anybody keeping score, we had one through, John Dickerson that was done a few weeks ago. And John came into the meeting and, presented that appraisal to us. Since then, we have worked, with Scott County School District 2. They have reached out, and had 2 appraisals done and, submitted those to us. Now with these appraisals, this came about because of our interest of the property that they had out there, which they've had for a number of years now, and so, they shared those appraisals with us. So I don't know if I really want to cover that tonight, but I just let you know that we did get those submitted just today, from the school, and so we'll look over those. And, and we'll talk about those, at our next meeting. Cause I know everybody hasn't had a chance to digest, and I don't really wanna throw a bunch of stuff out there on this. Cause we just did get it, and I wanna thank Jennifer for
Yeah.
all the back and forth today. I know she was scanning stuff in and sending it out to
Jennifer.
everybody, so, so maybe keep this in the back of your mind on, maybe September 16th, we'll schedule our next meeting in a couple weeks and talk about these appraisals and, you know, where we are as a board moving forward with those. So if it's okay, I'm gonna ask to table those appraisals to our next meeting, until we have a chance to
I
kind
move that we
of.
table the appraisals till next meeting.
John makes a motion,
I'll second.
Johnny White seconds, all in favor of tabling these
Aye.
appraisals? Aye.
5-0.
5-0.
Are we gonna be able to get a hold of a hard copy of that site, and we can,
It's emailed to you.
Yes, we can, you can print it, or Jennifer can print it for
email
you.
it to all of us?
Yeah.
It's in your email, but it's
in your
39
email.
pages.
Well, I just got my email back working today and I hadn't seen it.
We can print that up, print it for you.
Well, I can print it if it's in the email. back.
It is,
Okay.
all three of them,
Yeah,
they should all
39
three be in
pages.
there,
Yeah, they are.
so.
Okay.
So the only thing else that we have on tonight's agenda is consideration of minutes. If you have
And they were in
those.
the email too, or they should have been that first one that came out.
They were in the email.
Yep.
And if everybody's had a chance to look at that, I'd ask for a motion to approve these.
I'll make a motion.
Jill makes a motion to approve the minutes. I have a second.
I can't read because I'm on the committee.
I'll second Jill's motion to approve the minutes. All in favor?
I can't vote because I don't.
You weren't here, okay, 4-1. John,
Thanks. Thanks for the report too, the financial report, that was good.
yeah, really, I wanna, again, thank you, Jennifer, for all the work I know I keep you busy on
No,
this
that's fine. We're
stuff,
getting
and I
there.
appreciate it, and I know you got a lot of other stuff going on too, so I appreciate what you do.
Yeah, I just got the camera
This-
email working
this
about 30
meeting,
minutes before I got here.
The 27th, Greg, John, you were here on the 27th,
Okay. I'll still-
He did make,
so.
I think, John, we were talking about that we had an executive meeting
Yeah.
in between, so,
This one, so 5-0
so it'd be
for
5-0.
the next year.
If you wanna sign and pass it down.
Yes, sir.
I think I saw them when I made the intro.
Yeah, and I was like, I think it was, yeah, I think I read.
I know sometimes they run together, it's hard to keep up with all of them, but.
I move we adjourn. No further business.
I don't have anything else. Anybody got anything else? We good? John Collins makes a motion to adjourn the meeting. Who's gonna second?
I'll second.
Johnny White seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Alright, 5-0 adjourn.
Okay, we're done.
Thank you.